Never been in a documentary before.
What exactly a Challengers Drive is?
Our job as ranchers is simple. Make sure the players get where they're going.
And where's that?
Well, the LCS.
Put it on the top button.
Never been able to get these right.
How's the drive been so far?
Well, the drive's been real rambunctious. Our critters are a lively one this year.
Remember, look at the camera. What's been the biggest moment?
Well, the biggest moment, there's too many to count. I have to think.
I remember this one. By golly, Zyko put on some goalie gloves and he was doing nothing but protecting from Maryville University. Now, this ain't been an easy road to the playoff trail for this team. They've had some ups and downs, but luckily Zyko was right there ready to give them the horns, baby. This next one's a doozy. It ain't been all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed for the Supernova team on their way to the playoff trail. It's been bloody. They got knocked out a couple teeth here and there, but Quacker ain't one to back down from a fight, and he's going to show them just how to do it, too. He's going to give it to them left, give it to them right, and take them out all night. Now, there's a couple things you want to have when you're heading off to the playoff trail and you're on a cattle drive. First and foremost is a mode of transportation, and a horse be mighty fine. Now, when you're coming from Cincinnati, you're going to be a little bit fearful. All right, this team has jumped for guys, can I get one word in edgewise, please? Guys, I'm trying to sell your story. All right, y'all busy. I'm going to leave y'all alone.
Spencer, guys! Please!
So what's up next for the drive?
It's going to be a bit of a roughing at the playoff trail coming up. Only 2 teams can make it to the LCS. It's going to be a doozy.
Who do you think's going to do it?
At this point, it's up to the critters. Only they can tell.
Welcome back, everybody, to the LCS Challengers League. We are here for our final Rally Cry halftime show of the day. Evil Geniuses, man, taking a victory over Team Liquid. Covey, this is our first place team, but EG really showing up.
Right in time for playoffs, honestly, from Evil Geniuses Challengers. And I think that we got to praise the Seraphine pick. It really warped how those fights were played later. I think the Gangplank answer to try and slow everything down and also answer Jackson top lane was all right, but just never really was able to get going. As Seraphine, I felt like EGC, like they'd eat a barrel and then retreat. Seraphine would double W, and then it was A-okay. Yeah. And just kept on going as the fights were a little bit slower, and that really favored EGC.
For me, it was the fact that Evil Geniuses leaned into this top trio. You know that King can carry late, right? And he went with the Seraphine a little bit more safety in that fashion. But the fact that we were just seeing constant fights, constant pushing up by all 3 members, Surdy, Ryoma, and even Shaden, I think it was super important for that one. And it set Team Liquid behind from the start, even if they were trying to stack up for themselves in those objectives.
And it looked like during multiple instances in that game, TL were just waiting to find an opportunity that ended up working out for them. Mir had a couple of plays on Lee Sin that slightly went awry, whether just barely missing out on that Sonic Wave in the top lane or just the Lamb's Respite really denying him opportunities. But Evil Geniuses, they called their shot and it ended up working really, really well for them. And they have a good chance of continuing to climb up in the standings. They're now only 1 game away from being 500, which is pretty impressive to say the least.
It truly is. I think the second round robin has been really cool for them. We've talked about it so much. Just the growth we've seen from this team since Surdy came in, the leaning into the aggression that we've known a lot of their members for. It's just leaning into the positives for Evil Geniuses.
Definitely exciting to watch the rest of that series. But before we do that, we have to get into our Rally Cry halftime show because it's that was a really high level game of League of Legends, and there's just a lot of tape that we kind of have to break it down here. So what we're going to do is come up with our list of the best plays of this game. The best plays, the best League of Legends gameplay that we saw on our screens throughout those 34 minutes. So I'm going to come up and give you 5 different moments from that game, and you're going to have to rank them 1 to 5. The only catch is that once you put one of the plays into the number, you're not going to be able to move it around after that. So if you put a play in 1, it's locked in number 1.
I love this.
And are we doing 5 is good or 1 is good?
Grapes.
Yes.
I love this.
This
is great.
We should have some help from our replay operator Hippie, although I'm not entirely sure what the status is on being able to get these replays on the screen. But I believe we are ready to show our first replay that we're going to have to put in this list from 1 to 5. Take a look. It's gonna just be this last fight here. This is really what broke the game open, I think, at the very end.
Ooh. The charm buffer on the dredge line was nice from Ryoma, and going golden was really nice. The encore missing, though, bit of a bummer. Ooh. I think that each team has some decent gameplay going on here, minus the Pop Blossom being... Oh, okay. You know what? I feel bad putting this like at the worst. So I'm gonna go second to worst.
So this goes number 4.
Yeah, I'd have to give it to a 4. I'd give it to a 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So as we see this play right here, go back to my screen here. It should be in the number 4 spot. There it is.
All right.
I did highlight the
nice.
Nautilus buffer or the Ari buffer, the charm buffer, because I thought that was a really cool moment there.
So not quite a podium is what we're getting.
Not quite a podium.
Yeah,
not quite a podium.
Could've,
Unless there's a 5-space podium, then you can have some participation prizes.
Fun fact: in most events, you have to be top 2 to even qualify for the Olympics. So.
True. You pull up our next replay here. See if that can break into our top 2.
Wonder what it could possibly be, especially with the start at the end of the game there.
I really hope he just only linked terrible plays, so now we're just like forced to.
And it just gets worse and worse as time goes on.
This was
the attempt. This was the too early piercing arrow.
It was. There is some decent gameplay though going on here by Surdy. I thought Surdy played the escape of this fight really well, and then the re-engage was really nice from EGC.
Yeah, it was.
Honestly,
I'd give it a 3.
I would have maybe leaned 2, but I have faith in Grapes, so I'll go with 3. How about that?
I have faith in Grapes that have given us the best plays first, and we'll put them, we're gonna get better, right? And then he gives us the worst plays last.
We got to look at this part too, because that. Oh my God, the proto
that
belt?
is some
Are you
gaming.
kidding me?
That is some gaming. I don't know if we love that type of gaming here, but it was some gaming.
It's not a 5. It's definitely not a 2.
That helps me lean more towards 3. I think Mazel's correct.
Oh man, you guys are harsh. Okay, that goes in 3. That Rift Herald.
It's 2 of our LCS orgs.
I'm
I think
you,
EGC played at a really high level.
Failure.
TLC's played. They're our number 1 team. We're trying to raise the bar here. Maybe
I'm telling you, Graves is setting us up for failure right now. I feel it coming. It's gonna be some meme stuff as our last play.
Raise the bar.
It's our 3rd best play of this game. Okay, we got the next replay coming up here. This is gonna be a good one.
I'm excited to see.
I just thought this was cool, that the teleport into TL... It didn't obviously result in them getting the Baron, but almost was.
This was good.
And
actually, I know that EG won this game. I really love this play from TL. I do really love this play from TL.
I think in the situation you're in, right, Harry being proactive and looking for this kind of stuff is really big nods to Team Liquid. The confidence they didn't lose with a lot of these kind of really skirmishy fights go in the way of EG.
The only way they could have better min-maxed this is actually... Either Shaden and King both had the flash, or Shaden needs to drop Lamb's Respite here to save King. But Mir still would have gotten him out. So I'm going to give this one a 1. I know... I'm not even kidding. I will give this one a 1. I felt like at this point of the game, the only way to win is to eliminate Seraphine, and this was a very creative angle for that TL took to take Seraphine out of the game. Also, the double barrel from GP is flipping clean. So, yeah, I know they lost that game, but I think that at that point of the game, they're behind, and for me, that was actually the best play.
The best play is by the losing team.
Yes. Since Cubby won the earlier games, even though I let him win, I'll give him this one.
Okay.
I hope I get memed on later.
I hope you do too.
The real question is, did he pull the triple encore? Because that was where they won the game.
We'll have to
Guess
see.
we'll
We
find
can pull
out.
up our next clip here. Will it be that?
Or is it something else?
Okay,
No.
I've yet to monumentally F.
goodness.
Actually, we might have monumentally
Oh,
F'd up
goodness.
because
I
that
think
might
we
have to
did.
be 5.
I was trying to bait you to put one of them in 5, and so the clip of Shading
I
getting his
knew
first
it.
stack at 11 minutes would have been like the
I
second
knew
best
it, Grapes.
You know,
I knew it. I sniffed it out.
I gotta say, no autos.
That's a hard 5.
No autos were canceled. We
True.
used the
Hard
blast
5.
cone to close the gap. We queued and then we W'd. And
Very
we dropped
efficient
the E later in order to do
hate you,
more missing health damage.
Hey, why
I
are
don't
you doing
see
this?
any
Just stick it
monumental
at 5 and move on.
misplays here.
Except for, the late as hell first stack. But he
Yeah.
actually ended up getting
Also-
to 4 a little bit afterwards.
He might have played Pioshik's skin to deal mental damage to the side of TL to beat him with that. So maybe
Dude,
a
I
2?
didn't know you had such a stockpile of copium over
Oh,
there.
so
man.
we're putting this
I
at 2.
just-
Okay.
Brother, how else
okay.
do you think I made some of the tweets I've made in the past? Come on.
True.
All right. This will go in the 5 spot.
That's a 5er.
Let's
That's a
pull.
5er.
Let's see if you guys gambled correctly, and if this
Triple
next
encore.
one is our second best play of the game.
At least have to be like 3 fail flashes. Okay,
Yeah,
I
you-
messed up. Yeah,
You did mess up.
I did mess up. It's my bad.
I gave you 1, Cubby. I gave you 1. All right, and you
Yeah,
just went and messed it all up.
I still really love that answer from TLC. This was pretty nice on the side of EGC.
Triple
This was
encore. Man, King
was some
played really good this
good
game. as
gaming.
well.
This was
Yeah,
some
he
good
did.
gaming.
And this is a Seraphine, right? Like, it's not something that we've seen King gravitate towards often, right? But it's still something strong that he can represent and lean towards the strength of the rest of his team, too.
Really? This is, I mean, we said that first play that we saw broke the game open. This is what really put EG in an advantageous state. Just the triple charm from King. Even though TL got the Baron, really nice turnaround. And I think that wraps up our top 5 plays of this game. Not bad, guys. We actually got a pretty good list going here. I was hoping for a situation where y'all, fumble the bag a little bit more, but nice job.
I would have flopped 1 and 2. Besides that, I feel good about this list. Good work, Michelle.
That was
way
your
to stay
fault.
disciplined.
That was your fault.
That was my fault. I will take full accountability. No excuse making on my part.
Get to see a little bit of fun, though. Thanks for the little halftime segment, Chris.
Yeah, shout out to Hippie who helped us out. That was a really fun time getting together some of those replays, some of the best League of Legends that we've seen all day and even all season. And we'll see if we get another game just like that because the draft is ready for game number 2. Let's end off with a bang. Mizzelle and Cubby, all you.
I think that's what we got queued up right now are some bangers because we're heading into our last game of the day here, our second to last day of the regular season, and a potential future playoff meetup between our number 1 team, Team Liquid Challengers. I feel like at this point, between them and FlyQuest are one of our number 1 teams in the second round robin and Evil Geniuses. Has been an incredible come up, and they are 1 win away from hitting that 500 mark. We do see that Kindred immediately axed.
Let me cough you up here to make sure we're ready to go for this one. Michelle.
Yeah, you got your to-do list ready to go. Wake up, drink coffee. Oh, I can't see it anymore. So we're
Oh, the third one is poop, and the fourth
Ah.
one is be awesome.
great. Well, you're doing pretty good at the 4th one right now.
Good
So
luck.
keep going.
I took
we
care of
d-
3 twice earlier. Don't worry about it.
Oh my God, why are you like this? We get the Rumble fan, as well as the LeBlanc and the Tristana banned by Evil Geniuses. See some focus to the Kaisa. I was wondering if it was going to slink on through, but that does mean there's some other powerful picks that are making it into this second game.
Yeah, notably, junglers on the table. A lot of priority being put on Maokai, not necessarily by these 2 teams, but definitely something that we want to keep our eyes on moving forward. And Seraphine on the board. But TLC, they want to take at least one part of the Xayah Rakan duo. And Rel also being left up. So actually quite a bit of changes going on here.
Yeah.
And curious to see TLC actually taking away the Rumble. We've yet to see Surdy pilot that one on stage. So maybe these 2 teams getting a little bit of practice in behind the scenes know something we don't.
I'm interested though because a pick that we've seen Arrow consistently go to and had an incredible win rate on was the Aphelios. But in this last little bit, it feels like he's like, I don't want to be known as the Aphelios. I want to see what else I can do. And the Xayah does provide a lot of heal, but also some safety for that bottom lane for Team Liquid, something they are definitely going to want. But the double mounted comp should be coming through here as it said Juwani logged in for EG.
We got horses, and we got boars, and we got a Yordle to beat them all. So it will be Poppy, Rakan, no surprise on Lovers Duo. You have seen that pairing earlier in the day with Sejuani. I do like Poppy and the Sejuani, and honestly, Mir's shown he's a really good Poppy player. So I expect EGC, they could go with a Felios here, or you power pick a solo laner like the Renekton or the Jax, or maybe even a Azir, and ban out mid laners to try and protect Ryoma. So looks like more marksman bans will be eaten by the side of EGC. Definitely expect Felios to be taken away from King, especially in this matchup, and then we'll see if they donate another one, as Jinx Milio is, I guess, rel showing.
You see what happens in the second
rel
phase
top,
here.
yeah.
No. But I do expect there to be some question marks coming through, because it is the switch up of sides. Last time around, Team Liquid were the ones that used the counter pick to get the gangplank for Bradley in the top side. Didn't work out for them. So now I'm going into the second phase, all eyes back on these solo lanes, and particularly what Surdy wants to try to bring here with this counter pick available to him.
Speaking of solo laners, I'd love to see some of the respect paid towards Harry. And if you guys are long-time Academy watchers, you will really respect the matchup between Ryoma and Harry. Out of the past 3 splits where each of these were starting, so 21 and the spring of 22, each of these mid laners competed, or they top 3'd every split, but the one where TL bombed out early. And even then, they met in Academy playoff or Northern Arena later on in the tournament, and also Academy playoffs. So there have been a lot of finals between Ryoma and Harry. Both hail from the Oceanic region. Saw Ryoma get his chance in LCS earlier. Harry, of course, recently. And for anyone that hasn't caught Harry's gameplay in Challengers, the last game was probably the weakest one we've seen out of him so far, because Harry has been blasting the league. He walked into today with the highest goal differential at 15 in the league with his short stint of play. His Yasuo was 6-0 yesterday early on. He's been an absolute beast in this league.
And it's been something where he knows what he wants to work on. He's gotten the kind of direction from the LCS team. He knows exactly how to attack his problems, or at least is working towards that. And it's been incredible growth, right? We got to hear from Bradley, hearing how nice it is to rejoin with Harry and have a lot of the minds on the same page there. And we'll see if that comes alive for Team Liquid here in the second game. We do get Kings Aphelios locked in.
Well, I was expecting to see the Aphelios and maybe even the Jinx denied in pick ban, but instead TLC going to protect Bradley with a blind in the top lane. And I gotta say, with the Poppy showing and a potential counter for at least Arrow mid, I'm surprised that I don't think we're going to see Kennen. I actually think that these two bans, they didn't ban the Gwen away from Surdy.
They did not.
Because part of me thinks that these two bans actually protect the Scion, but this actually makes me lean more towards what I expect to be a Renekton coming out from Bradley.
Let's see what he grabs here. I like Harry getting the Ahri, though. I think giving that mobility to link up with Mir is so crucial. Especially after the way that game number 1 went. You got to find cohesion early if you don't just want to put your back against the wall. It is potentially something for Team Liquid that they could hover over. They go with the Kennen anyways after all of that. So their team fight potential is actually looking pretty spicy, but Bradley's going to have a while till he's influential.
It's like a triple deny from Surdy's pool. Quite the blind, as I'm really interested to see what Surdy goes for now. Kennen counters are kind of hard to find in the top lane.
I personally, the Jax is already off the table. I didn't mind that one. I think Cassante can be okay. Surdy's going to go for that one. So trying to find a little bit of difference in this top lane 1v1.
There's a really cursed top lane Kennen build going around right now that I will talk about if we see it. It involves Bork and Rageblade. I think we're going to see the team fight Kennen, but for
I think
TLC,
we're going to see a team fight Kennen.
It's Zyrakan, you have a Poppy, Ahri, on what I think is one of, if not Harry's best champion in the Ahri. Definitely his best mage. This is going to be a game where TLC is trying to play a lot faster into EGC. We saw EGC slow that down and then lean on the Seraphine to find those later wins, but TLC, they are a dynamite early game team that make really good decisions, and EGC will have to be under fire this game because TL have drafted a lot of priority in these lanes.
They got safety in the bot side, but it is all about the trios and the top side of the map that is our focus now, especially early for both teams, as Evil Geniuses came out swinging in game number 1, but that does not mean our top team does not have a response. There's a reason why they have been so dominant in our league so far, and this is, again, a potential playoff preview between Evil Geniuses and Team Liquid as we get to our last game of the day. Make sure you're spamming in chat who you think's going to win. EGC for Evil Geniuses, TLC for Team Liquid. We'll see if the horse fits the composition here, as I think that Team Liquid will have some things to say about that first game.
always a team that comes back with a vengeance, as there is a reason that they are sitting at the top of our standings at 24-9. Quite an impressive split. Won't be able to beat what they did last summer, of course, as they did go... I think they went 29-7 in our summer last year. That was utterly ridiculous from Bradley, Harry, Armeo, Jan, and Ayla. Bradley and Harry, honestly, with this core of TL players, I've really liked how Kim Down has developed. Also, how APA developed throughout the split. And Bradley, you know that when he talked about, Harry rejoining the team, he even said, he's like, hey, Harry and those 4 players who went and play LCS, they kind of carried me last year. I was like, it was a chance for me to show how much that I've actually learned as the iron sharpens iron mentality that TL has in-house is, I love that from Bradley. The fact he's like, hey, this is my old teammate. I've gotten better. Like, time to prove it, right?
And in his first weekend, right, he was delivering Scion packages to the mid lane for him. You love that. You got to hear from him. He's like, it felt good to have my teammate here with him. We'll see, though, Surdy not making Bradley feel too good in the early trades there.
Speaking of teammates, old teammates, tossing hands there. As Surdy, really nice double 1-Gs, actually, in this lane with the Grasp and the Dorn Shield, and what I assume to be second win. This is going to very much favor the Cassante, as he will out-sustain Kennen over time.
Or Kevin, whoever Kevin is.
Monsters out in this game.
Shout out to Bright Phenom. Shout out to the draft. Team Pointy Ears for Team Liquid.
Wait, what?
When I was looking back there, I was like, actually, that's
my
hilarious.
God.
They are literally all pointy-eared.
What? There's 5 pointy-eared champs.
We got to talk to Spawn. There's got to be something going on. There's got to be some deep-hitting analysis between this one.
Do we have special headsets for this game? Like,
We need the cat headphones. We need the ones with little pointy ears.
All right, that's...
Oh, my God, that'd be so good.
You know what?
Team Liquid work on it.
I got to be honest. I don't really check Twitch chat. This makes me want to read Twitch chat more. That's...
Don't do that, Cubby. I'll tell you right now.
Who came
Don't
up
do
with
that.
that one? That's a great one.
A special shout out to Bright Phenom with the call out there. Thank you so much. And now we'll see if those pointy ears are able to listen to what EGC are trying to do here.
Oh,
and
now I hate that. I take away that comment. Okay.
I had to bring it down. But I'm bringing it up now because you can get these emotes and spam them in chat if you subscribe to either of our channels, LCS_Challengers or Path to LCS. And guess what? 50% of the proceeds go to help our players and teams. You absolutely want to be on that ground floor of helping the community build as we watch our players develop into LCS challengers.
Surdy's going to hit level 4 here in a couple creeps and might look for some revenge onto Bradley. He has dropped a ward that will spot Shaden as Bradley runs away. Shaden not going to look for any chip damage onto the Kennen. Instead, just go to the Crab. Mir a little bit behind on the clear, so he to go for the reverse clear. He will take this Crab and then be at his Raptors in time for the respawn where he started the path. So trying to funnel himself a little bit more before that first base.
It can be important too. We're going to see the level 3 spikes come through with some skirmishing on bottom side here, but more specifically looking at Shaden getting active on the Sejuani can be crucial. He'll get that ward down and get his back off. But it is all about the skirmishing from Mir and Shaden. I think something I've really appreciated, maybe not as much from Mir, but in Poppy in general, is some of the unique pathing you can do early, some of the early skirmishing you can have. We haven't seen any of those crazy level 3 paths, level 2 paths just yet, but the skirmishing is still alive and well.
It still is a champ too, and I think given what TL wants to do with this path, you can see Mir, he actually cleared out his respawn Raptors first before the Crab. This tells me, yeah, he's going to actually ward out Shaden. I think that it's going to be a high priority on feeding early dragons over to the side of TLC. This is a game and a matchup. Great buffer by Surdy.
Surdy. That's a flash from Bradley. He's looking for it. Surdy looking for the better of his counterpart in top side. Won't find it, but he pushes Bradley off, and that's going to force the TP pack.
A lot of creeps going to be dropped. Miss XP important in that matchup, as if Kennen's late to 6, he could get all in and all outed by the side of the Cassante. I think a big priority... Oh, hold on.
They got the engage. Shaden is making his way here. Nice little Shatter Strike from Smoothie. They get the lockdown. One more. It's not enough. They don't have the distance. They'll get the Flash and Cleanse out of Arrow, and that'll be absolutely revisited.
The grand entrance from Kim Down bought enough space where that Permafrost wasn't able to be procced by Shaden until Arrow was already under his turret. So just barely able to slink away there at the side of TLC's bot lane, but still EG talked about this game, how they're going to be on the back burner early against what TLC is showing, and so far EGC did a really good job of managing this.
See if they can continue to manage these
Yeah.
little bits, but it is now looking back where last game it was very quiet early. We were kind of ships in the night style. Nobody wanting to overcommit. Everybody trying to play the macro game a little bit more. We have Dragon up. An early Dragon can set the tempo. Stacking, like you were saying, for Team Liquid. We'll see if they can do that here at all with Mir maybe now pathing down towards this mid lane.
So far, props to Harry. This matchup, I think early on, is supposed to be Azir favored. Or not, I think. I know it's supposed to be Azir favored. Harry doing a really good job of actually laning this one out. You can see Ryoma going to be late to that lost chapter. Had to go for alternate items. Also, that early clear from Mir. By taking the respawn Raptors second and then the Crab and the clear that he did, he was actually able to get a Bomby Cinder. Helps out his clear speed on the next round of camps, whereas Shaden wasn't able to secure that, what would that be, 7th camp, to make sure that he could base and get a Bomby Cinder himself. So advantage to Mir. And some of the small things that TLC do, just with how they set up the map and how they find resources, paying off. Really well done by a couple of their members. It is well done, too, that Sturdy was able to find this advantage in the top lane all by himself.
Yeah. I will say also, Shaden getting level 6. Yes, you got level 6s coming up for Team Liquid, but Shaden on the Sejuani with the Glacial Prison, he will be a forward force for Evil Geniuses, and once he hits that, can really get the tempo going for himself.
That's a really early level 6 for Mir. I wonder if he's actually going to walk in and try and contest this.
Oh, yeah, that's a full level over.
Yeah. Oh, not going to be the blue buff contest, but it will be the Dragon contest. Again, TLC, they need to keep this game moving over time. They get outscaled, so good stuff for Mir to make sure that they are cashing in on that early bot lane priority, and the early lead that he has in jungle is this first Dragon will go over to the side of TLC for free.
Just like last game, stacking up some early Dragons for themselves, but using some of the priority from mid and bot to do so. I love that proactivity from Team Liquid, something they've utilized very well in their growth of this split. Again, still one of our top teams, led by our literal MVP last split, most valuable prospect. But Surdy's trying to make some name for himself here. On to Bradley, one solo bolo served up by Surdy.
And Surdy set this up from level 1. The fact that he took that trade with Bradley, 100% even health trade, but you have Doran Shield, you have Second Wind. Yes, the wave crashed into him, but then on the bounce back, when he had the advantage, he was able to push Bradley out and burn his flash. That's where he cashes it in right before the Herald. Such great play, really, Surdy, from start to finish in this lane, as Shaden and Mir are going to joust a little bit over this Rift Herald, but Bradley doesn't have TP. Surdy does. So when Surdy TPs this, things should be okay. The side
Megatron coming big in that 1v1 matchup. Bradley does show up here. They don't have ultis though,
and
there's the Keeper's Verdict.
Oh no!
He tried to flash out of that one, but Shaden, he gets pulled out, and the Rift Herald goes to Team Liquid.
Oh, that's a disaster. Shaden, tried to get creative. Mir just actually 4D chest that. Guessed the flash where Shaden was going to go, still sends the piggy packing, and now Shaden's going to have to find level 6 elsewhere.
Feels okay. He got it from his Krugos. Okay, he's able to get that one down. But really, actually, nice little moves, little micro decisions from Team Liquid and Mir as well against Shaden. This matchup, I know we talked so much about this top lane one-on-one, but we talked also how influential the 2v2 with mid jungle can be. But primarily, Mir versus Shaden is a hype as hell matchup for two junglers we've seen grow so much. And we'll see Shaden try to go punish Bradley now on the top side with Surdy and Smoothie. Surdy tanking up the tower, though. Bradley playing pretty safe. He almost has the Slicey Maelstrom available, but it's not going to come up in time as it's enough to lock down. Evil Geniuses gets one for Shaden.
Very clean by the side of EGC again, continuing to cash in on a good laning phase from Surdy. As Bradley, Surdy and Bradley changing notes, a lot of 1v1s. It looks like Surdy didn't give him that 1v1 note about the Cassante brush cheese, level 1. It's continued to pile on. Also didn't give him the notes that, hey, my teammates are going to come help me. This Kennen being put very far behind, and that's important because Kennen, he's going for that static ship build, so he will have pressure in the side lane as this game goes on, but not nearly as strong in the 5v5. And TLC this comp will run out of gas. The Azir starts to out DPS the Ahri as the game goes on. Xayah can force out those ultimates and don't overcommit into the feathers. Aphelios will be more valuable as the game goes on. So, in fact, the EGC have a small gold lead right now. They've already set up the map. In my opinion, for their success, I'd say they're ahead given this game state. And a lot of it is off the back of that game play in the top lane from Surdy.
Yeah, Surdy, a welcome addition so far. You can talk him up and down. But it is still him representing in the one-on-ones in his lane that we know is so important to him. Every time you talk about him, he's so confident at what he can do. I talked to him when he first came into the league. They didn't have a great start to his addition to the team, but before those matchups, before that first weekend, he was still saying, I'm the best laner in this league. I'm confident that I am heads above everyone else, and we've seen that in his track record. But again, the conversation always came down to, it's fine if you win in lane, but what do you do out of lane? And that is where it comes into Evil Geniuses to make the strategies work and play around him, and Shaden does that so well. Oh, a little play here. Ryoma in some trouble. Tries to get out the shifting sands, but chased down by the rest of TL, and Harry, he gets himself a kill here too. That should be Rift Herald from here mid lane.
Love that flash from Mir, just making sure that Ryoma couldn't react to that E, or I should say that slam, as he was charmed. I'm rather charmed by that play, and also, I mean, big shout out to Mir. Mir really keeping up in terms of clearing camps and clearing jungle.
King in some trouble there. Got the quickness pop. They're trying to pop back some shots, though. King does get ready. Gets the Severum proc with the Moonlight Vigil. It's not enough to heal up just yet. Smoothie needs to skirt the edge of these feathers. He does do so as the Blade Caller comes out. It means things go back down to even here in the 2v2.
No more ghosts for the side of King. Should be able to heal off the wave, though, so no blood as the second dragon is spawning soon. And you can see interesting swap coming out from EG as Ryoma went down. Surdy actually was in base. He went to go catch that mid wave. Ryoma is now top. Neither solo laner has access to TP. So I think that once this TLC bot lane, they're going to reset first. Once they get back out on, not this wave, but the next one, they're going to look to take that second dragon for themselves. And EGC, I don't think they can break this play. So TLC, the way they're playing the map, again, going to get them that free neutral objective. Yeah. And off the back of that, they have a slight gold lead for themselves, which is much needed given the compositions.
They also have those first item spikes coming up too. Bradley with that static shiv has some more pushing power in the side lane. Evan Shroud for Mir gives him a little bit of utility, but the Kraken Slayer for Arrow, pretty big.
With like that cancel there from Kim down, he knows that EGC are kind of resetting on the map, trying to get the deploys off. They prevent King from getting back even longer. It just makes it less likely that EGC contest the dragon, which they do not. A small play there from Kim down, but well done by TLC to make sure.
Last game though, Cubby.
Over to them.
They gave over the first two dragons on Evil Genius' side, but they were able to contest the third and delay a lot of the stacking from Team Liquid. We'll see if that still becomes the case here, as Surdy's very strong in the side lane. We'll need to find an influence once the team fights start coming to bear.
I actually find it funny that there's a Negatron cloak for Shaden. It just really like shows.
Dude, he saw that Surdy did that early level. He's like, oh my god, that's OP.
I mean, it makes sense for me with Surdy just given the solo lane matchup. Yeah, but also for Shaden, is he just gonna rush MR? Or like a full item? Oh, he does. He rushed the Abyssal Mask. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. I mean, not bad. I think just like shows that he's gonna be playing topside. There is nice inherent synergy between this Abyssal Mask, the Bomby Cinder, and the Sunfire Cape. But also, if your plan is to play topside, you are building defenses to opt around, or at least. Oh no. Is that what's the word?
Words.
Ooh, I found it. Optimize for playing the top side of the map.
Nice.
You got there.
Good job. You made it into the words. Now, speaking of some words, Team Liquid has some for EG. They don't want any part of the conversation in.
Yeah. So, TLC, they secured that dragon for themselves on the bot side. They have now flipped the lanes as Mir is.
Mir's like, oh, maybe we had the angle of Surdy. Didn't know Smoothie and Jade were right there behind him. Do end up making it out alive, but Surdy's looking for a play here. Goes for the flash Q3, and it's going to be the unstoppable. Cleanse flashed out of by Arrow.
I mean, that's well worth it if you're the side of EGC. That pretty much takes away any opportunity that TLC has to actually contest this Herald. Once Ryoma is able to fix that mid lane, I think things are fine. But no, actually, he's going to rotate to the bot side. Now, I will say TLC, I really like when they swap lanes. I think they have a great idea of how to do this. The fact they preempted this first is really good. Now EGC, they're actually scrambling here.
Oh no, not again!
Scrambling, not again!
TL, they get the Rift Herald. They got to get out here though. That's a 5-man stack with a Moonlight Vigil connecting onto Harry. They're all in. As Glacial Prison, that's a huge key, steadfast presence by Mir. Oh my goodness!
They got out. TLC, highway robbery again as they are running EGC across the map. The fact that TLC, they started that lane swap, and then they got everyone to burn TPs to join on the side of EGC. There were a bunch of waves that went unanswered there as TLC walk away with the objective and another 1K gold in their pockets. That was good map play coming out from TLC, and EGC just did not respond correctly.
And we were talking so much about the come up, the nice cohesion we've seen from Evil Geniuses, but this team, Team Liquid, they've been cohesive all season long, man. They've been so good. Yeah. And it's about the decision making that looks so damn efficient for them.
I mean, the idea is that, like, Bradley's weak, right? Just put him bot side where he has a TP and you're away from the next objective coming up. But I thought after they got the cleanse flash out of Arrow, that was enough. But TLC, EGC didn't commit enough to that play.
That's a lockdown. King has literally nothing left, and Arrow gets the kill.
Oh, man. EGC trying to set up on the bottom river to prep for this next dragon. King caught way too far up in the lane. He preemptively flashes, but it is followed up on by Kim down. That's another outer turret falling, and all of a sudden it's a 4K gold lead for the side of TLC as they continue to push the pace of this game and even push into the topside jungle of EGC.
And I feel like we've seen this story so many times before. Team Liquid wrestle control of the map, and you never see it again. They will put you in the dark and then put you in the bin. And they're doing so right now, stacking up these leads, getting this side lane down as well.
All three outer turrets down and a clean reset before this dragon spawns for Team Liquid. No contest going to come out here from EG. I gotta imagine they're going to give this one over, and then that's your backs are up against the wall. You're staring down a soul every time a dragon walks onto the map, and it's not just any soul. It is a mountain soul, one of the stronger ones in the game that is available now for Team Liquid.
Cubby, dragons fly onto the map. I don't know if you've ever seen the cinematic, but they don't walk. I mean, that'd be a little awkward. Walking into the bush, though, goes Team Liquid, and now Kimtown gets sniped by King. That's a big Moonlight Vigil, and guess what? The tables have turned. And Team Liquid don't have much of a contest here.
Good pick. Kimtown didn't wait for that mid-wave to push out and then be answered by the side of EG, so tries to poke his nose in, gets caught. Nice trap laid by EG in response. Now that's one member down as this dragon spawns, so if EG are able to burn and blast this down, will save themselves from being down a soul point, which is really good for them given their comp and where the game state is at right now, but I think TLC wants to fight.
We've seen Mir do this before. He is looking for the Keeper's Verdict there. 3,000 health down. There goes Smoothie, but Mir's into the pit trying to get the smite here. He gets all out and out of there. It's Shaden cleaning up the dragon. 1 health he gets the auto attack on. But Team Liquid with the flank. Slicey Maelstrom gets denied there. He gets in at the last second, and it's still freaking enough. What? I can't believe they get 2 members on the back of that one. A Team Liquid pounce.
King doesn't have sums left from that skirmish mid that he lost, so TLC able to get in. I gotta give props to Smoothie. He prevented Mir from getting into the pit, just traded a stun, forced himself to get hit away, and then actually stopped Bradley from doing more damage than what he should have. Had the flash on in, but still, that's the gold lead for TLC, raining down on EG as they were not able to respond. TL, they don't get the dragon, but at least get a small win. Honestly, I feel like that's worth it for the side of EG.
Yeah.
But TL will take the gold.
They will absolutely take the gold. He'll take 5,000 lead under 20 minutes all day long as well. Bradley able to get some side lane clearing now on this cannon. You saw the influence he can have, and that's what we set up from the draft, right? Like, Team Liquid were looking for particulars. They were looking for early leads, but Bradley will still be an absolute menace, and it all started here.
Mirror sides off with that one through as he knocks away one of the ponies. Then he gets yoinked on in, able to survive, burns his flash. He's out of the fight, but the damage has already been done. ZG are late to exit. Bradley and Kim down collapse. Really nice play from Kim and Bradley just to make sure they took down the marksman. You know, getting past the Emperor's Divide, but TLC take what was given to them and still have a big lead. Now, all eyes have to be on this Baron.
Oh, no.
What are we
think Smoothie just took away the red buff from King. You gotta love the new red buffs when you give it away, when you walk under it. Feels bad, man. Anyways, I don't think it makes that big of a difference. We're getting back onto the map. Reset for EG. It is vision control aplenty for Team Liquid, though.
That's one hot horse, man.
True.
I love how your response to that is just true.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Pretty hot horse. It's got a red buff. It's burning. Burning down the mid lane, though, trying to get maybe some influence there. Surdy and Ryoma are here in the bot lane, trying to catch out good old teammate, old ex-teammate for Surdy, Bradley.
EG do have TPs available on the solo laner, so they can't respond to this. The fact that Bradley got out was big. His TP
Arrow's like
of
half
his
health
own.
now.
He can retreat and take the fruit behind him, but that Baron's at half. EG will spot it now.
Double TPs coming in. That's everybody joining the fight.
Yep.
Double from EG, one from Team Liquid to see if they want to bait the fight. 3,500 health here. As they have Slicing Maelstrom, they have so many tools, but they got to have the right engage.
No, I like that from TL. They hit the Baron, just get the double TPs from the solo laners. EG will respond by hitting mid-outer, but now Harry can be in the side lane. And if anyone answers Harry, TLC can just start this up as Harry is spotted. Ryoma.
Oh, they actually catch him out with the Magnet Sword
Great
too.
play.
It's shut down onto Harry. And that is actually so big because EG can maybe force the hand of Team Liquid.
Great play. Great scout coming out from EG is now they're going to hit the Baron and force TL to come to them. Oh, all right.
Nope, they are not.
Smart. Don't do that. Fix your waves. It's fine.
Fix
You're
the waves.
behind. Get some gold.
You know, you were down 5,000. Now it's only 4,000. You're making your way back every now and then, but EG with Ryoma in tow and King starting to snack up here. We're looking at those second item completions, maybe even third to really be the saving grace for them. They're building up to that point. It's still about pressing the lead for Team Liquid.
Next dragon fight, 90 seconds, going to be big for them. Now, key for EG, they have all summoner spells available, all flashes available, which in that last fight we saw King not be able to do too much as that flash was missing from him. Good execute coming out from TL as TL will want to continue to find angles onto the back line of EG between the Kennen, the Rakan, and the Ahri, which can be ever so flexible. Whereas EG, waterfront to back and utilize that Emperor's Divide to buy space for the carries.
It's all about buying space, though, and buying time at this point. We did get that crown completed for Ryoma's second item. Is a little bit different. Typically, you see the crown first, but going for that extra attack speed early on. Void Staff is there for Harry, though. And speaking of strength, Team Liquid feel like they are very confident to position around this Dragon Pit.
I kind of hate Void Staff, Ahri, given the MR that's been stacked up on the top side of EG.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, a bit. It's not that bad. Of course, Ahri does true damage on the Q and has really nice AP ratios, so we're not that big of a fan of the Void Staff. Ahri
has TP on the other side. They have a ward right outside the pit.
Hero Ward's been spotted. Blue Trinket scouted to see how fast they're melting the Baron.
Tier 2 tower going down.
Oh, Harry's going to get this turret first.
Bradley, look at Bradley. He doesn't have flash just yet. This is not something that TL are in position for. They're going to try to get this Keeper's Verdict. They end up getting Ryoma out of the fight. And that means EG are hesitant. EG have turned out of the pit. They're getting locked down. Oh, no! King with the red-white. He is trying to fight. He's dodging out of that cleanse, but he can't do it. He just goes down to Kim down anyways. Double knock up there with the grand entrance to a Team Liquid. The horse has found its stride, and they're taking him out one by one. That's a full-on ace, and ahead they go. Yeah!
EG, Shading gets taken out immediately, and I think the big part of the fight for me, Mir hammered away Ryoma, and King got split, so the DPS from EG was never allowed to front the back the way that they want to, and TL managed to let the fight beautifully.
Can't keep up with the horse's pace there as the Turo Baron buff goes to Team Liquid Challengers, and they are fully in control of this game number 2. And we said they were angry when they lose. Well, they're looking angry as hell here in game 2. The amount of aggression we've seen from this very particular comp from them, the change up from that game number 1 has been a level up.
And there's a reason they're a top team, right? TLC, they've been playing this well, really all split, and this is a team that, if you're going to win anything, you have to have a chip on your shoulder and clutch up when it counts. We saw that from TLC as they managed to go from 9th to top 3 in summer, and we're seeing that again here right before playoffs. As Ryoma, he got him mid-dash.
He blocked it.
Oh, he blocked it.
Yeah, he blocked it
Shaden,
against Shaden. He had the lineup on Shaden. Well, he blocked it.
Didn't matter. EG weren't able to burst down the Baron. Shaden gets taken out. The Glacial Prison went wide as they weren't able to lock up Bradley. And King got so split in that fight as all the focus was really on making sure Bradley wasn't able to get in the back line. Beautiful collapse. Ryoma was never able to DPS until the back half where it was already too late as TLC. Great angles taken by them to make sure that fight went in their favor.
And as soon as you see King go off the wayside like that all by himself, you already know the way the fight is going to go.
I mean, yeah, it's great that Ryoma blocks it, but like, you're an Azir, man. You want to front to back. If you're out of the fight, that's just free pickings for TLC to collapse upon you, which TLC took with no hesitation, as we see Surdy. I love how Surdy's still weaving in some emotes, man, when he can. You know?
Hey, he knows. He knows what happened in this game. He knows what happened top side. Doesn't matter if it's 25, but no, it does matter, right? That was the whole theme. Evil Geniuses as a whole coming together around Surdy, but Surdy wanting to find ways to transition wins out of laning phase. Well, we've gotten way out of laning phase at this point. Team Liquid have found every fight possible.
I think the big thing for EG is it's going to be looking back at that lane swap that TLC pulled around them at the second round. I think that's where things really started to get out of hand for Evil Geniuses. They just gave away too much gold at that point. And TLC really never looked back. Kind of forced EG's hand. They made that fail played bot where they traded 2 TPs for 1 as TLC forced their hand with that, starting the Baron. And that's really the level that each of these teams are playing on. This has been a very competitive best of 2 for me to watch. Honestly, joy to watch these two teams.
I want more.
Hey, we got playoffs coming up, man.
More.
This could be a rubber match in playoffs in a best of 3. Who knows? Maybe in a best of 5.
I need this matchup. The fact that we have such contested blows by the two, such differing strategies coming out in just the best of 2. I need a best of 5 between these teams. We were talking about the potential meetup for these guys later on. But it is something where I'm so happy we get this matchup right before the end of the regular season and right before both these teams are trying to build momentum into the playoffs.
Again, EGC 9-2 in their last 11 games. Looking to have what looks to be a 4-2 record against the teams around them in the standings is TL. They're going to push Kim down. No quickness going to be used by him. As Harry goes wayside by the side of Surdy, but still TLC, they can sit on their laurels here if they really want.
Now, this was a comp we talked about earlier. Shaden can set up the rest of the team. There are some scaling options there for Evil Geniuses.
They saw Bradley bot, and I would say Sejuani ult for Cleanse is worth it. That Cleanse will come up right around when this dragon spawns, but still something that EG can look for. And also, if that Glacial Prison comes up again, you throw that at Zaya. We'll get an ult or a Blaze Storm out, which arguably more valuable at this stage of the game.
I like the Blade Storm call out there, my coining of the term, you know.
Wait, what's that?
So the combo is Feather Storm plus Blade Collar.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I would have coined it as Blade Storm because it sounds way cooler.
Honestly,
and, you know,
I mean, my mistake, you know, might be gold. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows in actuality? But I know that Team Liquid have a little bit of an advantage here in this game number 2. It's been a holistic win from them so far. 9,000 gold in the lead, but about a minute and a half for a soul for them. And they're taking this patiently, as I think they should. That first game, it was a doozy. I know Spawn was getting them all in a row here, ready to go for game 2. And it has been centered around a lot of the team fight potential from Team Liquid, Mir's proactivity, but honestly, a step up from Harry on this Ahri, 4-1-4 from the mid lane.
I mean, that has really been all that has happened from Harry since he joined this Challengers squad. Again, Harry coming into today as a mid laner. I mean, his gold differential at 15 over 1,000 on average in the short stint he's had so far on TLC, but he has been utterly dominant. I know that NACL game, it wasn't the best. I feel like that I'm going to give more credit to EGC for how they played out the map and played towards the win con. We'll see Harry bounce back on a champ that we knew him for, but got him the MVP for our 2022 Summer Finals. This Ahri, good to see Harry again performing.
Again, reconnected with Bradley, the 2 Chains champions. And I think that journey is so hilarious because we're talking so much about the Harry journey into this split alone, but it was a heck of a year for him. In spring, he didn't feel like he was the biggest contributor, but now he is contributing so well to this roster, even coming in such a short late season notice.
Well, see if he can contribute to what should be a game-ending push and win here for the side of TLC if they are able to secure this Mountain Soul for themselves. Yes, Bradley will be in the side lane, shivving those minions, but
how much did Lord Doms do here for King?
I was about to hit that. I think it helps as he's going to hit Poppy. It's not massive for him, but hey, getting through the Poppy is something that has been a problem here for the side of EG, as EG is going to be forced to hit this wave to pull Bradley's TP. He's going to reset, get a buy-in, and then TP to that bot minion wave.
There it is.
Here comes the pincer.
Oh, he's got the flank. He's got the TP. He comes in. He has the flash available. But Verdict gets Sejuani out of there. That means Shaden's not there. This is an unmanned fight. He brings him back. Oh no, Surdy. That's a big slicing Maelstrom, though, on the other side of the fight. Kim Down's almost down. Bradley trying to get over there. King gunning him out, though. And King with that Lord Doms gets taken away, and a lot of the damage just got sucked out of EG. Bradley trying to take the one-on-one, and he gets him! A solo bolo in the midst of chaos for Team Liquid. But it's Surdy and Shaden back at it again, and we ain't stopping anytime soon.
All right, they kind of have to hit this and force their hand, because if they drop this, I mean, it's game over, but now they got to respond to Kennen, who's shoving in the base. They
don't have any options.
By their time, no more options. Mountain Soul going over to TLC. Great hammer from Mir to, again, split up EG in between that, the pincer, and hold on, we have a TP coming in. Asante just TP'd back to the Dragon.
Okay.
EG's still going to try and flip this. They're going to try and contest. Shaden's coming back.
Here. He's got Flash. He does have the smite as well. They are fighting it. Surdy is pushing them off single-handedly. Mir's trying to get over there. He gets it. Our MVP from Spring comes up clutch for Team Liquid.
He actually 1200 smited that gold look back at the bot. I saw it. Mir did too. His reaction's even faster than mine. Perfect smite to get the Mountain Soul as Mir gets the objective for the side of TLC. Let's look back at what was a haywire fight. I love this engagement from Smoothie. I think Smoothie pulling the trigger here, really trying to take the onus into their hands for their collapse spawn by TLC was good. And they won out on the bottom of the fight. But going golden for Bradley forced the flash early from Ryoma. The Emperor's Divide also out early as Arrow then just waits for his team to collapse. Mir makes sure that King is finished, not able to regroup in the fight. Great call from him, and Ryoma loses the 1v1 on the top side to Bradley. It was close, but he had the empowered auto to find the stun, and then that's where things get funky.
Surdy picked out Arrow there as well in the middle of it, and then it just starts turning into a carousel. TP back in from Surdy, though, and he tries his damnedest to keep Mir out.
He perfect smites this. Watch this. This is unbelievable. I saw 1200.
Bam!
Oh my god.
There's a reason this guy has made such a splash, though, for Team Liquid. He got our MVP for a reason. He has been decisive, and he has been key. And now EG, they get 2 members knocked out, and there ain't nothing left in this fight. Team Liquid have picked them apart piece by piece, and evil geniuses will be left wondering what happened to their evil plan.
What a great split series between 2 of our franchise orgs, and honestly, so excited to see if we get a meeting between these 2 teams in playoffs, guys. Yeah, EG, they might be 16 and 18, but the way this team is scaling, I'm going to say it. I've been casting challengers now for 5 splits. This is looking to be the most competitive playoff scenario that we have ever had. With a team that is still reigning supreme and on top, it is our 1 seed TLC who take the win.
They will improve to 25-9 in this one. They have 1 day left, but a wonderful comeback performance in a split series from these 2. Props out to Evil Geniuses Challengers and Team Liquid Honda Challengers. An incredible performance. The fights between Surdy and Bradley, the give and take, the fact that we had incredible moments from 2 mainstay junglers now in Shaden and Mir. I couldn't ask for more, man. That was a culmination that I was dreaming of for this day. And now we're going to have another culmination because we're going to sit into a break and we'll have a Verizon post-game interview right after this.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the NACL broadcast. We got our final Verizon post-game interview of the day, and I'm here with Kim Down, the support for Team Liquid Honda Challengers. Kim, congratulations on, at least... Sorry, did I say 2-0? It was a 1-1 split over EG. That game number 2 and game number 1, both of those early games started off pretty slowly. What were some of the differences from somebody who is not able to necessarily tell... just because there's not a lot of fights? What did you do better in game number 2's early game versus game number 1's early game?
I think game number 1, you couldn't really recognize what our strength was, and we should have been playing more towards boss side, but then we were kind of playing reactive most of the times, so that's why we couldn't really get the lead, and we were kind of playing into their games. But the second game, I think we knew how to play around the map early, and we knew how to team fight with our comp, and I think that's what made the difference between those 2 games.
Looked pretty good in that game too. Pretty controlled all the way throughout. You were playing against Surdy in this game, and of course Surdy was helping you guys out throughout the start of the split, and then also was on the third team in the spring split. Did you have any sort of relationship with him, and what was it like to play against this him and Evil Geniuses today?
I think so. Like I did have like a meal with him one time, and then he was really cool guy. He was really fun to talk with, and I think during the game, like he was dancing in front of me when I was like getting the ward or something, and it was just really funny. It was nice to see him competing.
Yeah, and Evil Geniuses, of course, they're a little bit lower in the standings, but they have really started to play better. Of course, you guys being first place, splitting a series with them. What are your thoughts about this team and what they could look like in the future for playoffs?
Oh, I feel like they can make it pretty far in playoff, and maybe we'll be facing them during the playoff, and I think we should be like prepping a lot when we face them, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Mazel and Covey on the broadcast, they were saying that they hoped that you guys played against each other in the playoffs because it was a very exciting best of two. But it's been a few weeks since we got to talk to you. Obviously, some roster changes have happened. Harry has stepped in. How do you think the team has adjusted with a new mid laner coming in and joining Team Liquid Challengers?
I honestly think we adjusted pretty fast. Like, I think last week we only had one scrim set together, and we still like we had a 5-1 week that time, I think, and we're still building up more synergy together, and yeah, I think we are getting synergized more.
Yeah, it seems like over the last couple weeks have been looking pretty good. You guys, overall, still in first place by a couple of games, but there are other teams that are starting to take a couple of games off of you. Had a week where you went 1-1 in some series. Do you think the league has gotten stronger over the last couple of weeks entering the second round robin, or are there things in Team Liquid's gameplay that you think you have to fix?
I think still for our team we need to be more consistent on how we want to play, and also I think other teams are getting stronger, and I can see like they're playing as a team more, and they look very strong as the week goes. But I think mostly it's just like playing our game and playing into our like what we want to do as a team.
Yeah,
that will work out for the playoff.
And for you specifically, in your first split or first year, all as an NACL player, as the year is starting to wind down, is there anything that you think you've improved a lot on since when you entered Team Liquid, and that you want to make sure that people know that you've really improved on since you joined the NACL?
I think I improved a lot when I played. I think I used to be really bad at like playing mage support enchanters, and I think I got better at it, and I think Arrow helped me a lot with that. And also I think vision control seems a lot better for me comparing to last year, and I still think like there are so much things to learn for me. I'm just looking forward for it.
Yeah, we're super excited to continue to watch you grow, Kim Down, as we go through the playoffs. Thank you very much for sitting down and talking to us on the Verizon postgame interview. Any shoutouts that you have before we close out the show?
Shout out to my teammates and our Team Liquid sponsors, Honda, Alienware, Monster, and Verizon. Thank you so much. And thank you for the viewers for watching our matches. And thank you for you guys.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Kim Down. Best of luck in your last game of the regular season tomorrow, and then playoffs, starting off as the #1 seed, Team Liquid Honda Challengers. We're going to bring the casters back in to wrap up the day. Kim Down.
I love Kim Down.
Always amazing to talk to him. Very, very nice guy. And we get, of course, another really competitive series between TL and EG.
It's been really great to see Kim Down grow throughout the split, and I know that TLC, a team that are at the top of our standings and filled with great players, but I feel like Kim Down continues to make a case for himself as a solid support in the league, and seeing him go from a collegiate support last year to where he's at now, and a really great growth arc from Kim. So all the credit to TL, and especially Kim Down, for making that happen.
And now Mazel, Taking a look at these standings, we got some stakes lined up for tomorrow. We keep emphasizing this Maryville Tacos series, but all throughout, you see ties in the standing. Disguise and Flyer 1 game apart, Wildcard and Fear are tied, AoE and EG are tied. Hard to tell what's going to happen at the end of all this. We might get a ton of tiebreakers.
I'm just saying, we got some big old stakes pop. Now, these are like dry age stakes. You got to take a little bit for them to come online. All right, we're waiting until tomorrow. Maybe some extra refrigeration needed. But my goodness, the steaks are alive and well, and I hope you're ready to eat tomorrow because it's going to be some fun.
Man, I haven't eaten in like 10 hours. I'm seeing these
Oh,
steaks,
no.
and I'm just so excited to go and
Actually,
chow in for dinner.
I would love to go back to the standings real quick because we can actually talk through scenarios that each team gets in.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to our production staff and Sensio leading things behind the scenes. Maryville plays Team Fish Taco tomorrow. Maryville is in control of their own destiny. They need to win. They 2-0, they're in. If they win one game, they're likely in. As Supernova faces FlyQuest Challengers, and they look damn good. Supernova, they need to win one, and then they need Team Fish Taco to... no, Supernova needs a 2-0. If Supernova do not 2-0, they're out. Even if they win one, if Team Fish Taco 2-0s, they have more 2-0s than Supernova. If if Maryville wins too, then they're just higher up in the standings. So Supernova needs a lot of help to get in. Team Fish Taco, they need a 2-0, and then they need... hold on. Let's check some head-to-heads. We're doing this live.
I think
For
they
fun.
need...
I was going to say, I think it's a lot
Okay, no,
less
no.
complicated if I get
got
to put steaks up there.
Team Fish Taco, they need a 2-0 for themselves to get in. If they do not 2-0, they're not in whatsoever. They also will need FlyQuest to win at least one game. So one win from FlyQuest, Supernova's out. That's the scenario where Team Fish Taco control their own destiny at the 2-0, as that is actually going to be the last match tomorrow on the main stream. So stick around at this time tomorrow, as a lot of stakes will be on the grill for our last match of Challengers in the regular season.
It's going to be a lot of steaks there.
We were cooking
I
our
was just
steaks
saying
for too
the
long. They're well done at this
representation
point.
with the cooldown, I was just saying it works out well. But there are a lot of stakes, right? And it is really cool that we're literally coming down to the wire to the final day of the regular season where it's all going to be decided.
A lot of parity in the league right now. All of our teams seemingly able to take games off of each other. Very excited to see how it ends up working out tomorrow on our last day of the regular season. But before we wrap things up, we have to remind everybody to thank our sponsors, because the LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace, where you can book any car you want for just about any occasion. You can forget about boring rental cars at Turo.com. Gazelle, Cubby, thank you so much for having me on once again. Always a pleasure to come in from the qualifiers and watch some incredible League of Legends. We're going to say so long. The last day of the NACL regular season is tomorrow.
I'm driving
we'll see
away
you there.
with Turo!